Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. WTF is Hector, Badge of Carnage. This is by Telltale Games, which usually means it's one of two things, or possibly a combination of them. It's either a point-and-click game or it's a puzzle game, and in this case I think it's a little bit of both. Now this game is brought to you by Telltale and Strandlooper, which is an Irish animation and development studio, and I believe this also came out on the iPod and iPad previously. It's a weird collaboration thing as far as I can tell. It's not just a publisher-developer situation, so I don't know how much of this is done by Telltale and how much was actually done by Strandlooper, so just bear that one in mind. Now, point-and-click is not a genre I am hugely into, honestly. It's kind of like puzzle games in that regard, in the way that there's usually only one way to solve a problem. I don't seem to ever really get what the logic of the game is. There's a few point-and-clicks that I'm actually really good at, and then there are others that I'm utterly abysmal at, so I have no idea how this is going to go on. But we're going to go into it nonetheless and see what exactly this new series is all about. So let's get started and set up a game and get going. Now, you will notice there's black bars to the side of this. There's a reason for that. They don't have a 720p option, so I've had to just make it a little larger. Sorry about that, but there you go.
Oh my god. Sorry!
That's what happens when you give British people guns, folks. It's distinctly British humour, I can see already. Twat, a word that you probably have never heard before if you're not in Britain.
Good.
Well, that's
Lord,
inconvenient.
Another one. Who was it this time? Whittingsworth?
Boggins, sir.
Blast. Not you, figure of speech.
Idiots! You're trying my patience. Let me speak to someone who can get things done. Someone who will speak to me politely and will treat me with respect. The next voice I hear had better be courteous and pleasant, or I kill every last one of you stinking coppers.
Well, that's rather
Sir,
unpleasant.
if you will, I would suggest Detective Inspector Hector. His people skills are ideal to ensure this situation be settled amicably.
Hector, the obnoxious, troublemaking alcoholic?
I'm sure he'd consider it a pleasure, sir.
Lambert!
Oh, don't make me go out there, sir. I told Philomena I'd make it home by 6 tonight. Alive.
We need Hector. Where is he?
Oh, right, sir. He's likely off solving one of the many violent and atrocious murders Clappers Reek is so famous for.
Well, he's your partner. Find him and bring him down here to deal with this shambles swiftly.
Hector, sir? You sure?
Yes, for God's sake! Get me desk! Get me Hector!
Yes, there you go, folks. It's a smorgasbord of British stereotypes. That's what you always wanted. So, this is supposed to be a fairly crude game, I'm told, which is not something that Telltale are really known for. Let's see if they can actually pull this off. Look at poster. That's a good start. This may not be appropriate for young children.
What the hell happened last night? Last I remember was doing the conga. With a nun. Or was it a goat? No fat bird lying next to me this time. Good sign. Bit breezy in here. Oh, bleed now, where'd me keks go?
Ah, keks, yes. Northern England and Welsh slang for trousers. There you go, you've learned something new today. Isn't that wonderful? It's weird. One, the cutscene volume is different to this, and it's like the sound quality on his microphone is way worse than everybody else's. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's deliberate. So what's going on with this, then?
So that's where the last guy went.
An escape
Crook
tunnel?
who dug this must have been kicking himself. Leads right into the next cell.
That's inconvenient. Am I in a cell? Right. It's pretty inconvenient for a detective, so I'm told.
The remains of last night's party, for one.
Lip syncing is not what I'd call amazing, but that's not really to be expected, is it?
Sometimes reading helps me sleep. Usually alcohol, but sometimes reading.
Convenient.
This is where I keep my toothbrush.
Good to know.
Brushing with beer gives my teeth that special sparkle.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Angry Spouse whiskey, the aperitif of choice for the discerning lash.
You see, most of these words are not even going to make any sense to anyone outside of England. That's probably the best thing about it.
Area of the room. Ratty's my flatmate.
I see.
He's one of them cardboard TVs from Curry's. Oh, I think I see half a drumstick in there. My favourite articles from the Daily Depress.
Oh, you're not going to make any Daily Mail jokes? I'm really disappointed. This isn't a British game at all. You can tell this isn't made by British people.
That leads to the rest of the station.
Can I go out of it? Or... You can also get hints, it would seem. Viewing hints may be hazardous to your health. A fair point. It's nice that you get these options. It's a little tempting just to use all of them. The door. Yes. How do I unlock it? A lockpick, a bit of wire. There's one right under my nose, apparently. Let's go find it. Well, it's not under the nose. Dip. Where? Tell me where is that wire? This is going to be even worse than the puzzle games, isn't it? I can tell you this for fact. This is why I don't play point and clicks much.
It's a great.
Well, yes it is. Thanks for stating the blindingly bloody obvious. So apparently there is a piece of wire somewhere. It's not a television aerial, not in the toilet, or the whiskey bottle, not in the stack of old takeaways. Articles, no.
Hector saves orphanage. Orphans not so lucky.
Not in the escape tunnel. Great, I'm stuck in the first room. Yep, this is me playing point and clicks. This is what happens. This is why I will never play Myst. Unless I'm intending to cause aneurysms. All of these are a possibility. I'm going to have to use the bloody hint system, aren't I? Oh, so sad. Spoon. Shoelace. What? I haven't even got a single item. So I don't even know what you're talking about. Where is the wire? Just... I hate point-and-click games so much! This is why. This is... a contrived solution to get out of a room. Can I just, I don't know, knock on the door and ask for somebody to let me out? Why am I in here to begin with? I'm supposed to be a detective. Just no sodding wire anywhere. Is there any... Right. Let's look. Right. Double click to use, pick up. Okay. Drag to the edge to exit the room. Still got nothing on my inventory.
Not much. I suppose I could carry it around.
Okay, I have an item. What a great start. Pick up everything I see. Can't pick up that. Broken bottles? No.
Alcohol.
Okay. Can't pick up this. Right. No, nothing else. Just randomly click on anything until I find something useful.
A spoon. Now all I need is some cake.
Oh, of course!
Phone.
How silly
Guaranteed some
of me.
idiots on the other end.
Yes, me. Thanks for that. How wonderful. Yes, of course there's going to be a spoon in the random hole. So double click it. Why could I not see it in there to begin with when you look at, there seems to be a spoon in here. Why don't I pick this up? Bloody point and clicks. I'm not to say there's anything wrong with the game itself, it's just the genre I find to be so unbelievably impenetrable. Okay, I now have a spoon. Let's combine the spoon with...
All those things together, not bloody lightly.
Okay, my bottle spoon idea has been thrown out. Thanks, Smarty Pants. Oh, wait, you don't have any of those. Thing is, technically you do. This is the British game, so we actually have to refer to pants as to what they're supposed to be. Wow, you need to see a doctor, bro. Seriously, it ain't supposed to look like that, I can guarantee.
There's a paperclip down there. Could do as a makeshift lockpick if it wasn't covered in human waste.
Please don't tell me I'm gonna have to get the waste out of the toilet with the spoon.
Worth a try.
Oh, God.
Spoon's too short to reach, and now my spoon's covered in crap.
Also kind of inconvenient. Could put it all in the bottle, I
Why
guess.
would I want to carry around a bottle of piss?
Probably the same reason why you've got an empty whiskey bottle and a crap-covered spoon, you dolt.
Worth a try.
Yes, we've tried this before.
Spoon's too short.
So, something needs to be added to the spoon, and it ain't gonna be the bottle. That we know for a fact. Can I
This
get
is
a toothbrush? No, won't let me do that. This is gonna be
Mike's-
20 minutes of one room. Guys, I can tell you this for a fact. If this is gonna annoy you, then tune the hell out now. Seriously, this is point and clicks and my brain. Some people figure this out instantly, but they are also from an alien smegging race. What's in the
There's
grate?
something.
Oh, of course there is.
I need something to pry it off with. Almost busted a nail.
A spoon, maybe? Well, of course.
That's done it.
What's in the grate?
Evil is afoot.
La-di-da. Did I break the spoon? I guess I did. Can I combine that?
Can't be asked.
So I can, but you just
Nothing
can't be
else.
bothered. You're really unhelpful, you know this. The worst travelling companion. Combined shoe with toilet.
What are you, an idiot?
As a matter of fact, yes. I'm glad to see your observational and deductive skills are still in shape. What can I combine the shoe with? Stupid point and click.
Now you're just being
Shut up! Bloody amateur. You're the one locked in a cell. I'm a free man. What the hell did you do wrong with your life?
I can't combine those things.
Somehow I'm not surprised, but then again, I kind of am. That's point and click games for you, isn't it? I combine shoe with weasel. Suddenly I make nuclear weapon. I'm a smart point and click player. Right, so, the shoe is not going to help here.
Sue bleeding perb. Some half-wit comedians lock me in. Oh, I wish someone had...
I also have no idea where the phone is. I have to assume that it's outside there. Can't combine the shoe with that. Can't combine that.
Now you're just...
The bottle shoe is not obviously the answer to this.
Alcohol. Well, those things...
Right. Is there anything... I can't combine them. Double-click item is to examine the item. Or use with Hector. Can I put the shoe on the other foot? Oh, there's a
I
shoelace!
could use this lace to hang myself.
Would that be the end of the game? Because that would be a really bad
I'd have to
episode
cut
one.
out the double...
Right, so I have a string. What can I combine the string with? Not that. Not the book.
What are you?
Not the bottles.
Oh.
What about this one?
Now you're just...
No, evidently not. Will
Might
this help?
work.
Seems incredibly unlikely.
Might work.
It just
Might
skipped
work.
through that for some reason. Let's read that again.
Might work.
God damn, that's really quick. Good lord, I could barely even read that. What's with the lack of voice acting there? Did they run out of budget or something?
Might
Go on.
work.
Give me some information. Tell me.
Might work.
A net or a scoop or something. Well, the spoon probably wouldn't have helped, I suppose.
I'd have to cut out the double port fat.
No. What can I use for that? Well, we're not combining
Well,
that with
those-
that. No. We're not combining that
What?
with this. No. We can't use that
Why
with
would I want
that.
to
No. There are people out here watching this video that have figured this out like 2 seconds flat. And then there are other people thinking, what the hell is going on? I'm one of the latter. This point and clicks do not work with me. I am not the kind of person that deals well with these games. Oh, there's a
Let's see if
mattress.
there's something...
Oh, of course!
Well,
There's another
that
item I didn't
condom's
click on.
huge. Of course it is. It's mine.
Yes, thank you for that.
Oh.
I don't even want to know where they got that sound from. I have just... Scoop out the contents of this with that.
Could work as a net, but I'm not...
Okay, combine it with this then.
The only thing
Naturally.
this net will catch is gonorrhea.
Still fairly useful.
Let's go fishing.
Just what I always wanted, thank you.
Let's never speak of this again.
That would be nice. Now get me the hell out of here.
Even the dumbest lockpicker knows to straighten the paperclip first.
Ah, how foolish of me! There we go. Problem solved.
If you squint, it looks a little like a key.
Thanks.
Can't anyone use a phone in this ruddy station?
So there you go, folks. 25 minutes or so to get out of the first bloody room.
That did it. That way leads to reception.
To reception, without any trousers of any description. Go, go, go!
Maybe happy hour's been brought forward. Speak. Oh, thank goodness, boss. I've been trying to reach you for ages. We've got a situation down at Nun's Itch. Some psycho's gone hostile on us. He's already topped 11 of our best negotiators. Oh, Christ, another bleeding nut job. It's not that Judith Fisher again, is it? I already told her domestic disputes do not always need to be settled with a sniper rifle. No, it's not her. Just get the car and get over here now, before this gets out of hand. Oh my God, we've just lost another one. Oh, I guess my mid-morning nap will have to wait.
Step 1, car. No, wait. Step 1, trousers.
Help! Someone! Ha! Pedos escaped from the cells! Yeah! Pedo! Pedo!
Shut it, runt. I'm a bleeding detective inspector.
I hate pigs. I liked you better when you was a pedo. F the policeman.
I don't have time for this.
F the police? God, man. Someone has a very, very odd way of looking at Britain, that I can guarantee. Only about 90% of this is actually accurate. I like the fact that there's a million security cameras. That's accurate. Barbed wire on that seems fairly excessive. Just hit him with a bottle. Right, well, I don't really have any desire to go any further forward in these kind of games because I have no enjoyment when it comes to point and clicks. I think the only point and click I've ever really enjoyed was actually Discworld, and that's because I happen to like Discworld as a book. Yes, the entire series, in fact. Conclusions. Now, this is kind of a budget title for Telltale, but of course it's their episodic release content, which they now have a tendency of doing pretty much all the time, with the exception of Puzzle Agent. Pretty much everything else has been episodic. The first thing I'd have to say is the weird price disparity. It's funny that a game set in Britain is 45% more expensive than the US version. The US version is currently $8.99. Now, the UK version is priced at £7.85. So yes, consider the current exchange rate. And the European version is €8.99. So we both kind of get ripped off in that regard. Paying pretty much 50% more for the same game is absurd, honestly. And this game seems to have a reasonable vibe to it if you're into the offensive lowbrow toilet humor thing. Personally, I don't like that kind of thing. I find Sam and Max and I find Monkey Island very funny. I don't find this funny in any real way. But humor is entirely subjective, so you should be able to see from the first 20 or so minutes yourself whether or not the humor in this game is actually going to give you what you want. The production values are surprisingly low in some areas for a Telltale game, and that's really weird because up until this point, pretty much everything other than maybe Nelson Tether's Puzzle Agent has had really high production values in terms of voice acting. This game doesn't. I mean, the audio levels are all over the place in terms of a comparison between the cutscenes and the actual game itself and the voice acting in that. So that's a bit weird, but not completely unacceptable. It's just the main character sounds awful. It's like, I don't know what they recorded him on, but when a lot of the jokes are delivered via voice acting, it seems to me that they should be focusing on making sure the main voice actor sounds like he's recording on something that's not a $20 Logitech headset. Now, I have the feeling that the fault actually lies with the original developer Strandlooper, and one has to assume that Telltale did not see fit to replace all of the original voice acting. That would have probably been very, very very expensive in comparison to the amount of money this game might have actually earned. So that seems a little bit risky. And I would think that the lack of production values there is as a result of that original developer and not as a result of Telltale. Now, as I said before, I heard that Telltale now has the series and they will be completing episodes 2 and 3 in the trilogy. So I would expect perhaps episodes 2 and 3 to be of significantly higher quality than this, but as it turns out, it looks like Strand Looper has kind of dropped the ball in terms of their voice acting fidelity there. What I'd also say is there was some weird missing of voice acting, like the whole toilet scene, where you had this little bit of text that skipped through in about a second, even half a second, in fact, and it was supposed to be voice acted, yet it wasn't. They just reused the voice acting line from earlier. It doesn't seem like the kind of quality I'm used to from Telltale, but then again, it's difficult to assess having only played the first Room. Oh, maybe it gets an awful lot better than that. The puzzle solving doesn't get me because I don't like point and clicks, so don't let that fool you. You could see by the quality of the puzzles as to whether or not you care about that kind of thing. Some people, absolutely, are gonna love that kind of puzzle solving. Some people, like me, are gonna despise it. I don't like the whole idea of click on everything and something might happen. That's just... I hate it. It's not my kind of thing. It really just isn't. I don't like it, and I don't find it enjoyable. But once again, entirely subjective. Please take it as just my personal opinion on that. So, Hector, Badge of Carnage, not the kind of game I would play, certainly, and I think it does have a few glaring flaws, and it doesn't seem to be of the usual quality I would expect from Telltale. Now, if Telltale are really acting in just a publishing capacity here, I can sort of understand that, since it is done by Strand Looper, but I would be concerned about Telltale actually letting something like this through their QA process and not spotting glaring flaws and lack of quality control there. I wouldn't expect that from Telltale. They're a really high-quality company, so I don't know. I really don't think they were all that involved in this, even though their name is plastered all over it. It doesn't seem likely, and as a result, I wouldn't blame them, certainly for the quality of the game, but I would blame them for not taking it by the neck and shaking it about a bit and saying, "Oh, look, there are problems with this game. This is not an iPad game. This is not an iPhone game. You can't slack off. This is a PC and Mac title now, and you need to get things sorted out." So I have my doubts, honestly, as to whether or not this is worthwhile, and certainly if you're in the UK or the EU, you're going to be paying 50% more for it, so you better damn well like the concept. As for the Americans, $9, you'll probably get some good enjoyment out of it. But if you haven't played any of the Telltale games before, I would highly recommend that you go and play Sam & Max, or the Monkey Island series, hell, even the Wallace & Gromit ones, rather than this one, because this is pretty low on the totem pole of great Telltale point-and-click games. My name is TotalBiscuit. No doubt I've frustrated many of you. That's why I don't like point-and-clicks, folks. Just doesn't point-and-click with me. I'll see you next time.